Welcome everyone. I have a Union and Twin Flame read for you. My notebook here. I'm going to roll the die for you guys. Let's go ahead and take our deep breath first. I am ha. I am hum. I am mat. And so it is. All right, let's get going here. Let's roll the die for the twins today. What's going on? It's a beautiful day. We have the solar eclipse today. I set my alarm to get up, and the time that was advertised on the one site I looked at was the wrong time, so I just missed the eclipse. I wonder if that was on purpose. That could have been an agenda. I forget which website it was. So that was the first thing, right? So a major broadcasting network for things like lunar eclipses advertised the East Coast eclipse time as 6:53, and actually the peak was at 6:41. And when I was up, I didn't see any eclipse. I mean, I saw a beautiful sun and a lot of flaring going on, but I didn't see the eclipse. So the other site I wanted to tell you about was there was a lawsuit for Roundup, which, you know, they have those lawsuits all the time, but this was Bayer. I'm pretty sure it was Bayer. I'll check, make sure, but so the advertisement was for anyone who wants to claim the $8.8 billion lawsuit for Roundup. But what I found below, and it wasn't even that small a print, but it, you know, was obviously way down on the message so people wouldn't necessarily look at it, said that by agreeing to this payoff, which you know a lot of people will because they need the money, especially if they're ill, they're agreeing that they are not paying this money to admit any guilt about Roundup, and they will be able to continue to sell Roundup on the market. So literally, if you've been poisoned by Roundup and you have cancer and you take this payoff, you're literally allowing your children to get poisoned by Roundup. So you follow my meaning. So just be careful about this stuff. And the only reason I was looking at it in the first place is because my sister-in-law's brother has leukemia. And of course, a lot of men use Roundup in cleaning up their yard and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, he might want to look at it. But yeah, so make sure you read the fine print. And again, I believe that was Bayer. It was definitely one of the major companies, whoever makes Roundup, so you can look that up. But I'm going to roll the die. Let's see what's going on for the twins today. All right, we have Venus. We have Libra. And we have the number 6. So 6 of the lovers, love, family, and community. Okay. Let's see where I am. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I can, oh, they're on my other one. I didn't take pictures of them. I took a bunch of pictures of this solar eclipse this morning when I got up, even though the eclipse had passed. I thought I was still waiting for it. I wasn't sure what time it was. So I took a lot of pictures of the sun. It was very orange rimmed and yellow. There was flares constantly. I have pictures of the sun flaring. It literally would go from normal size to like huge light, and also would just be individual flares coming out from the sun in certain pictures. So definitely a lot of activity on the sun. But I also saw lots of pictures in the auras, and I was talking about elementals yesterday, and that may have been in the read for today. I can't remember which read it was. But I was talking about the elementals and the energy of them wanting to leave you a gift because they like sparkly things. So maybe if you leave something out sparkly like a crystal, they may end up leaving you a gift. So I was taking a lot of pictures of the sun, and you know how the cameras always always ruin the pictures because the reflector modes in the camera, show up those pink spheres and the green dots that always come up. But there's another energy that always comes up, especially in my backyard, that I know isn't the camera. And plus I have a little video that proves that as well. It's more of a darker magenta color, but it's an auric energy that when the sun reflects on it, it really shines up when there's like, other dimensional energies there. And I got so many pictures within the solar eclipse pictures showing me little characters. I literally have a guy reading the newspaper, like in it looked like a basket type of car. And then I saw like bunnies and deer, like little baby deer or little imps and like cartoon characters. They're really cool. So if I remember, I'll take, they're on my iPad that I'm using right now, so I can't show you from this iPad. But if I send the pictures to my phone, I could show you the pictures tomorrow. But they're pretty cool. So look for your pictures. Remember, it's so easy to miss the little details and the gifts that nature brings. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my reads today. So here's the union read, which is the 4D, 5D, 6D read, the feminine coming in, the outgoing divine masculine. You see the lover's card over here. We have the incoming divine feminine, or the underlying energies over here, the outgoing energies here for the whole read. And then, of course, left is the feminine, right is the masculine, and the center is the bridge between them. Okay, so then we have the basic read, and these are both the Syrian Starseed deck, the basic read for the Twin Flame read in front of you, and then here's the whole 7-deck read in front of you. A lot of energy there. So again, it is a general reading. If something doesn't resonate with you, this is a general read in the first place, and it's a 7-deck read, which has a lot of energy going on. So if something doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit. It may not be for you. Probably every message isn't going to be for you. If you want something more specific to you, of course, my information's below and on my website, twinflames3344.com. And I have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check it out. It's piano and voice, my music. And the first 4 songs are from the Twin Towers energy, and then going to the second 7 songs, which I wrote on my Twin Flame journey. So let's get into the reads here. Oh, and by the way, it's my mom's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. She passed away in January. So let's see, maybe my mom will come through with a message today. Let's see, last night I watched 2 movies. I watched Awake, and then I watched The Mirror Has Two Faces, which is an older Barbra Streisand movie. I really like some of the older movies. I forget how good they were back then. And it was made by Phoenix Pictures and TriStar, so that was kind of cool. I started watching it at 10:28, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, the 28 of the Twin Flames, and the clock just turned to 12:21. How do you like that? And it's 08:18 on this clock. 8 is the Strength card, and 18 is the Moon. And of course, we have the Eclipse here with 12:21. And I just told you about the movie starting at 10:28. All right, so. Okay, so the union read, which I did yesterday at 1:33 p.m. 1 is the Magician, 33 is the Christ vibration, but also the 7 of Wands. Standing up for yourself without getting defensive, taking the high ground. And 4D, 5D, 6D, solar eclipse. This read was done for today. We had the Ace of Swords in the underlying energies, the 2 of Swords in the middle, and then the King of Pentacles at the end. So the Dolphin, Plum, Eve, Miami, Lemuria, Crystal Clear Water, and the Truth easily seen. Magenta, Emerald, Pixie, Order, Elementary, dear Watson, Elementals, Fairy Realm. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Catch me if you can. And that's so funny. I wrote this before any of this happened. So there you go. The fairies were calling you to see if you could catch a gift that they sent you or showed themselves to you. Green orbs. And again, we've been seeing the nature card from the Journey of Love deck a lot, showing that the orbs show up really good against the trees and the bushes. So green orbs shade, magenta color, right? So if you have something emerald green, it was showing that it turns magenta in the shade. Touching emotions, while emerald in the air, right? So the magenta color touching emotions, or cups energy, and then the emerald in the air, or swords energy. The vortex of the inverted triangle, the divine feminine, the vortex of the triangle inside of the circle. Triangling, perspective, and see where it gets you. See, and see. See with your eyes, see with your heart and emotions, and see with the letter C, the Christ or unity consciousness. Sees each is literally what C, and C, S-E-E, S-E-A, and the letter C literally spells sees each. So that can be seeing each or seizing the day, which sees the day that then comes up while the sun is up. Full exposure to the truth. The divine feminine waiting just below the surface to play ball. Clear as day, Doris Day again, and Ted Knight. Mary Tyler may have more to say about this. The incoming divine feminine here is the star, the Three of Pentacles, and indigo. Rock star, star dancer, rockabye baby on the treetop, discovering more Atlantean abilities and shedding skins in remote viewing. Guided meditations, exploring self, stars, constellations, the outer realms, the Middle East, indigo and white, third eye and crowning glory, hallelujah. The S of creation, the three of indigo, and for me, S is usually Sophia, but you notice how they made the robot's name Sophia, right? The AI, to make the organic Sophia seem less organic. You follow me? So the S of the Sophia and the creation, the three of the indigo and transmutation, salutation, excitation, the millennialization, two crystals joining an indigo with Sophia on the back end. So astral healer and grounded healer coming up here, proposing manifestation of magic together at 154, which is the magician, and the ace of swords, which is very Gemini right there. Magician's Gemini, and then the page of swords, getting the message out there. So a lot of Gemini. We're in Gemini right now. Both my parents were Geminis. My father was 6'3", my mom 6'10", my brother's 6'15", and my nephew's the 7th. So a lot of Gemini in my family. At 155 was the magician, in 55, which is the ace of swords. We start with the 4D. And I happened to hear, I forget if it was a YouTube advertisement or something like that, but I just overheard while I was doing something else, someone who bought like a square of Scotland just so they could plant a tree there, because it's actually legal to buy buy property there. So Scotland may be an easy place to buy land if you're looking for land in Europe or that area. So 4D is the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands in abundance, the Divine Feminine ignited on fire again. Now note, in the very same position, which I'll show you what I'm talking about. So see where the Ace of Wands is there, which is the Divine Feminine side of the 4D. Okay, sorry about that, I couldn't see very well. So the Ace of Wands, the one flame, is on the Divine Feminine side in the 4D. This is the fourth day that the flame was there 2 days in a row, and then the sun was there, and then the flame again, all the same kind of energy. It hugely ignited on the Divine Feminine side with fire energy there and solar flares. So ignited on fire again, 4 days in a row, the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine with abundance, or Empress or Mother with open arms, shouldering the Divine Masculine triangle above the water, the divine feminine below water, which water is emotions, bridging with the Queen of Wands, fire starter, drama queen, or multitasker, or queen of the night, placing flame into Empress's hands, crowning herself with light. The 5D here is the Four of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. The divine feminine seeing the star of Sophia, Sekhmet also coming up here, which is the warrior side, or the lion queen, the energy pulled in to heal behind the leg, so like just above the knee but behind the leg, a healing spot there, and sole of the foot, using a probe to activate the underbellies, so to speak, right? The parts of you that you never see, the back of your leg, behind your knee, and the sole of your foot, which you don't usually look at. Place is not seen by self. The divine feminine seeing that light on the grid and anchoring it to the sea. So the feminine, you know, that's been coming up a lot lately, land and sea, the feminine, the sea, and the masculine, the land. Seeing the light on the grid, right? And we're all grid holders, basically. And then anchoring it to the sea, 3 to 1 as the divine masculine at day, surrendering 2 crystals to the same energy in the sky with a pink aura. So we're literally connecting from opposite sides of the coin. The divine masculine honing in on where it is she needs rescue, on land ho, grounded, looking up. The exact location as she draws energy in to power up. So again, my safety pin comes into play again, where the point of the safety pin comes out when the vacuum is gone, to load up from energy from the sun or meditation or whatever the divine feminine does. And then as that happens, the pin closes because of the vacuum. The energy goes down in the loop. The first loop is the divine feminine, the second loop is the masculine, and then the back of the pin is the masculine energy with the housing at the top. He then gets the energy from the feminine. When he uses it up, the vacuum disappears and the pin then opens again where the feminine needs to go out and get energy again, just like filling up the gas tank. Bridging land and sea, 2 territories, or in other words, the beach, the neutral zone, where land and sea come together. Sand. And you notice that name is Sandy from Greece. And Greece and sand. So Sophia's, so the sand is coming up as S and, so Sophia's and, right? There's always more. The jetties, the rocks of earth and fire, the mist of air and water, the mists of Avalon, where it's foggy, not smoke you can't bear, floating on a wing and a prayer, fire and ice, land and sea, and you can't catch me. And Catherine Mackenzie came up because that was a book about her, and that's from CatherineMackenzie.com books. I'm the gingerbread man. And then the elementals came up regarding what the elementals are, and I went into I put the website here somewhere, but the elementals, you can look them up. But, you know, fairies and pixies, sprites and sylphs and imps and mermaids and salamanders and dragons and unicorns and wood nymphs and brownies and undines, or the undines, however you want to pronounce it. But it was coming up as the angels are up there with God, right? And the elementals are down here with the earth. And again, Scotland, big per elementalbeings.co.uk, okay? So this was the website, elementalbeings.co.uk. But again, this is the second time Scotland had come up, and it's big for elementals. And then again, somebody was talking about buying a square of land just because they could, to plant a tree. So angels up there, elementals down here. And in the 6D was Luna, or the moon, 8 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. The divine feminine Luna waning or following the tides of the moon, while the divine masculine sends the 5D message from a rock under a tree at day, bridging the two by working with crystals, building steps towards the E-Tower portal, the door, the divine feminine's front door. Charging crystals in the sun of eclipse energies, moon and sun in one. the divine feminine inspired to charge their stones and self in eclipse light eve and night. The divine masculine with the abundance, mother and Gaia with open arms. He and 5D surrender and 5D messages. The bridge between them is the Queen of Wands ablaze to knowing and floating and walking that Mason-Dixon line. Fire and air to land and sea, lining steps with crystals. Watch out, elementals, they like sparkly things. They may leave you a gift, too. So the outgoing divine masculine here is the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the Lovers. In the shade, in the woods, below ground, present to third flame, suffering in silence, or perhaps dealing with a sister, the gift of the moment, the profundity of the lovers, and their rainbow of colors. Chemical reaction. Dry ice and wet fire. Lava and molten and hot rock, hot stones. It sticks and stones and melts my bones, but names will never do it justice. And Spirit's connecting with me. They really like that one. So the Knight of Pentacles, humble, loyal servant, proposes. It's all Greek to me. Latin man, right? So instead of Latin, Latin man. Sanskrit then comes up with san and skrit, to weave and hide or hide and seek. 9 of 3 of lovers, 3 in love, yours, mine, and ours. So then they wanted me to expand more on Sanskrit because it's very interesting. So skrit means to hide. That was the only definition, but san has a lot of definitions, as you know. And by the way, today's energy, or yesterday, was the 9 of the Hermit. And I know yesterday I said the wrong thing. I think I said the 19 and the 20. But the 19 and the 20 were the past 2 days. But yesterday was the 9 of the Hermit and Judgment of the 20. And so today is the 21 of the World and the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. So the world is completion. Today is the Wheel of Fortune turning forward with the solar eclipse. This is like a major portal energy right here. And then I was getting the genie in a bottle, the bewitching hour, which is the solar eclipse here, the ring of fire. So the message that came up from san and skrit was to make equal and hide, which equals Sanskrit, which equals twin flame union, to weave and hide or hide and seek. The saint hides, the nose hides, dream hides. 100 healthy dogs, his, her, its hide. The sun, the meat and blood of the beings hide. The sun and moon hide, as we're in a solar eclipse today. The name and number hide. You see their play on words they're doing is the 2 sides of the coin. Again, the contrast and bridging them together, how they're actually not against each other, they complement each other. We all hide in language and interpretation, not speaking the same language. It's cold in the ethers or under soiled ground, which is coming up as the feminine in the astral realms, the masculine underground, right, where it's very grounded and moist, but no sun. Hot in crystal work of flames, charged as indigo and lover. So then they wanted me to break down indigo and lover here. So I want to bring up also that one of the definitions of SAN or in Sanskrit is what I just talked about, the hind leg, behind your leg. Another meaning is to make equal, which I thought was great for this. And also the sanatorium and dream and sound and healthy, 100. Lots of good energies there with Sanskrit, but skrit means to hide. So with indigo and lover, indigo is easy, right? It's in digging deep for the human, the zero, the human embodiment of source. The indigo comes across lover. And lover is low and distant and cousin and cover. So remember, lovers is cousin because ultimately we're all cousins, all right? We're just not first or second cousins, but we're all cousins. Low and distant, cover and cousin, to see, to beat, bang, throb, and strike. How do you like that for lover? To mint and plant and palpate, to look at and understand. Now listen to this. This is really funny. This is the lover. Low and distant, Lo, the fishy center, that's a wet, grassy spot in an otherwise inhospitable area, to be husband and wild boar, true blood, love springs eternal, before the wind blew and hovered, and he experienced the scent of a woman, his one true lover. How do you like that one? So this, and Spirit's connecting with me, this read ended up with 34, which is the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange back and forth, the arrows of love. And the horizontal pillars came up as 9, 8, and 17, which is the Hermit, Strength, and Star. The 34 is the 8 of Wands. And then the vertical pillars came up as 2, 3, 5, 10, and then 2, 2, 9, 3. So the message coming up around the Hermit strengthens their star power in energetic exchange with arrows of love. The High Priestess and Empress's hero turns the High Priestess, Hermit, Empress in energetic exchange in arrows of love. Okay, so we have, it's like there's one group turns into another group. So the High Priest, the Empress's hero, turns the High Priestess, Hermit, Empress in energetic exchange in arrows of love. The Divine Feminine is coming up with Aquarius, Gemini or Virgo, and Cancer energy on their side, and no court cards. The Divine Masculine had Taurus and Gemini on his side, so Gemini on both sides here as we're in Gemini, but he also had Knight of Swords and Knight of Pentacles on his side. Between the twins here is the Queen of Wands at the sands, while the Divine Masculine is home working. So that could represent someone away at the beach or at gambling or, at the tropical islands, whatever it may be. So then I cut the Syrian Starseed deck for the Twin Flame read at 614. And 614 is the very first time I ever reached out to my twin. 6 is the Lovers, 14 is the Temperance card, or the Angels, the higher love. So first contact comes up with that, which can regard to the ETs as well. So Syrian Starseed deck cut for today, 610 on the solar eclipse. And then at 623, which is the Lovers and the King of Wands, the X of Crystals came up. And why stalls? Okay, so that seems pretty clear to me. The X of Crystals, which is crystals, is also Christ-like, and it's also crying stalls. The X of cry stalls and why the stalls came up. So at 637, we finished clarifying here. We had the Lovers in the 37, which is the King of Cups, unconditional love. Excuse me, I did a clearing this morning, so I'm burping a lot. Sorry about that. The major arcana here is Karma and Higher Self. Karma is the Judgment card, and Higher Self is the High Priestess. And then before the read, the Great Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune, came up, as well as Reflection, or the Hermit. After the read, Alchemy, or the Temperance card, and the Star came up with the Strength card. And we had 4 cups, 4 pentacles, and 1 sword. The King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups were the only court cards in the read. Before the read, the Page of Swords also came up. So that Gemini Page of Swords energy is very prevalent here. The numbers that came up in the read, most significant was 55, the Truth, Ace of Swords, and then 33 and 77, which is the 33 of the Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, and the 77 of the Sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles. And then we also had 441, which is the reflection of 144, you notice, and just before I did this, it was 1144. A little while before I started this video, I noticed the clock when I'd walked in the kitchen. But the 144 here is the reflection of the 441. The 441 is the reflection of the 144. And 44 is the grounding and integrating and mastering of love, the 1 being the Magician embodiment. So that's all about the love and mastering the love and the Magician embodiment. The 55, the 33, 77, and also 1, 2, 3 jump. 5, 6, 7, Made in Heaven. 35 of the 8 of Wands, 57 the 3 of Swords, 34 the 8 of Wands, 45 the 5 of Cups, 56 the 2 of Swords, 67 the Knight of Pentacles, and then 710, which is 0 behind 71, which for me is the co-creation card of the 3 of Pentacles, the workplace, backed up by Source. And even in these numbers here, it feels like a back and forth, right? One really positive love energy and one very sad, like the 3 of Swords, would be heartbreak and separation. So it's like bridging the 2 sides of the coin here. And that's been a common theme for the past 3 days. The code line was all about new beginnings and domestic harmony. And the code line here interpreted as the following. Saint, source. So again, angels and source and elementals and earth was coming up earlier. So saints and source, which can be the angels of source, and the Knight of Swords, fidelity of the mother. The Knight of Cups, offering love, which is the sap, the vital essence of life, regarding new beginnings and domestic harmony. And those were broken up into new beginnings. So B was accentuated in beginning, so B, new in being. And then domestic and harmony were separated by their first letter. So D and omestic, and H and harmony. And I was just getting ebony and ivory. So that's coming up again, the polarities, the dance between the two sides of the coin. Now remember that the two sides of the coin isn't the same as opposites, because when you're in two sides of the coin with your twin, you're both in only the energy of the two of you. So you're two sides of the same coin of your energy. It's not encompassing the whole world, right? Because the whole world are different pieces of source. So you're both two sides of the coin of your specific source piece. And again, everybody else dealing with that same type of energy, along with the interconnection with the whole. Okay? So what came up after that first interpretation was St. Tibb's Eve, which I'm not familiar with that expression at all. But St. Tibb's Eve is a supposed future time that will never arrive. And then Sty was also coming out as I lost my voice, because someone needs to speak up. And then the Sty came up, which is also the path or track, and I'm still losing my voice. The sty in the eye, or the pigsty, the sty of the ladder, but the sty of the father as well. So the path and the father, the path of source, the father, the Hierophant, and the Empress, expanding in reflection of the mother's Knight of Cups, her love. Her offer of love is the vital life essence, offering love, solar Eve. New beginning, D interferes, disrupts and foils, H harmonizes. So D is coming up as the number 4 and 8 is the number 8, right? 4 is the 3D version of the 5D8, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. So the 3D interferes, disrupts and foils, the H or the 8 or 5D harmonizes. So also DH is the 6th letter of the Albanian alphabet and the 11th letter of the Somalian alphabet. Yeah, and so that D energy is omestic. So omesti literally means to disrupt or hamper or interfere, to hinder, prevent, thwart, or foil. And then harmony is the same as harmony, really. So Sophia with a timeout, source instead of take 5, source 5. Abundance of Ma, expanding and contracting, or expanding and reflecting and being love. Is that sap or the vital essence of life? The new beginnings of harmonizing disruptions at home. The path of no return, the messenger of truth, fixes Ma with proposing love for new beginnings and vital harmony. So we start this read with the 5 of Cups upright. So here's the underlying energy, the 5 of Cups upright, the mini cards on top from the Rider-Waite. And then we go down 5 cards. I start from the bottom up. And then there's 5 cards at the end too, making it a 21 card read, which is complete because that's the world. Beneath the 5 of Cups is the 7 of Wands, the Wheel, the Page of Swords, all upright, and then Reflection reversed and 3 of Pentacles reversed on top before the 5 of Cups. So standing up, taking the high ground, destined message, or the Page of Swords, to come out from hiding with issues at work, grieving loss or regret with the 10 of Cups upright, family, coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, feeling badly about a judgment, announcement, or call, or clarion call, or feeling bad for not having answered that call. The Hermit reversed, finding peace away from the Empress reversed, or in coming out, awakening to dissatisfaction of the 10 of Pentacles, upright, family, business, or community, or a bridge, a very wealthy bridge, with the High Priestess reversed, holding back their true feelings, delays in communication and travel or arguments. secret passion and not telling at 7:15, which is the Chariot and the Devil. Salt and pepper pillars of wealthy family or institution, hook and third eye or Viking tale to tell, perhaps about the dogs and how they help the elderly and the children, or issues in an old age home with stuck curtains or needing to fix them, and they never do, of course, I know that firsthand, or off with her head is coming up, like the, I guess it's the Ace of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland. Off with their head by the powers that be, or bungee jumping, or a jumper off the Brooklyn Bridge. Vikings, Greeks, and Italians here, the sad, grieving alone, unable to sleep and rising above, or coming out, the Knight of Cups, offering and being love. But the Emperor's giving them the sideways glance. There may be no affection here between them at 7:22, which is the 7 of the Chariot, and the Fool, with an open heart, who's free to leap. So, or there may be lots of legs here, but he is a butt man, awake and being love with no love in return. Or the Knight of Cups is traveling by the mountains alone, offering love to self without a lover or emperor, or perhaps no home. Libra upright and Virgo reversed, Aquarius upright, Capricorn reversed, Pisces and Gemini both reversed, and Aries and Scorpio both upright, all in the underlying energies here. Forgiving and learning, and beneath that was new love. So with new love comes forgiving and learning. The Fool free to leap, and the Knight of Cups free to love. Sweet judgment of XX, 3 times death, and dark night or transformation of a manly woman or feminine man, or the Grim Reaper, whose arrow is too big for their bow, and the King of Pentacles chasing girls or trying to be the superhero and save them from themselves. Sweet judgment on family tied up, now cut out by the King of Pentacles. Sweet cheeks, and that reminds me of the word that came to me the other day, chikanawa. Chikanawa. So what in Hawaii from Pearl Harbor is like chikanawa? It's not exactly the same, but it's an awa name. So if anyone knows down there, let me know. So sweet cheeks is coming up here, or baby boy, unable to keep them together, right? This could be a baby boy or a child who's been trying to tie their parents together by manipulation. Or someone is planning sweet revenge on the King of Pentacles here. Personal growth is really significant here with the number 7 in the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension. Of the Magi, insecure or unable to manifest, stuck. Frustrated and downturn, with the wounded warrior who choked and needing to swallow their pride in energetic exchange and walking away from dysfunctional family, business, community, or loss. A lot of back and forth with a mess and poop in the yard, everything unkept. That's really funny because I was out back. I put my stones out overnight, and this morning there was a Frisbee and a ball in my backyard, which never happens. So that's funny because it says here about the poop in the yard and a mess to clean up. So I had to throw back the Frisbee and the ball, I guess, to my next door neighbors. They have a dog over there, so they're probably playing Frisbee. So a lot of back and forth and a mess and poop in the yard. Everything unkept, and the imp not managing their money properly. Erasing flock one at a time, or can't stay to watch them destroy it all. So that's why they're leaving. Gemini, Virgo reversed, Aquarius and Libra both reversed as well here. The 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, and loss or dysfunction, grieving loss or regret in energetic exchange, which can be a lot of back and forth in communication or travel, or just a lot of energy between two people. They don't have to even say a word. Or anything that's really fast-paced, like bungee jumping, or I was talking about zip lining. It's very much that kind of energy where you're going back and forth or this way and that way, but quickly. With the Emperor and the King of Pentacles manipulating personal growth. But there seems to be no affection between these two men. The underlying energies for the whole read is the energy of being unable to sleep or numb and rising above. carrying the weight of the world without sharing the load. The inequity, debt, or imbalance or scam, and going forward after this read, will be the energy of detoxing separation with the Knight of Cups offering love, along with the Dark Knight, like them together, or bringing the announcement or funeral services with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to function, grieving, stuck, knowing and ignoring the Divine Feminine's epiphanies, or Pisces and Scorpio, subject to verbal lashings or lies or holding their tongue, and starting over in love with the Queen of Swords upright and the Page of Wands reversed, who may be frustrated or uninspired, or the Queen of Swords is speaking her truth and not doing, which is not doing it for the Page of Wands reversed or child. Or suddenly the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords upright start over, but the Queen of Swords is frustrated with them blocking them or refusing to talk at 7:49. So that's the Chariot and the 49 of the Nine of Cups, which is reversed in this read. So someone not getting their wish. So 750 is the Chariot and the 10 of Cups. In the recent past, the Ace of Pentacles, offer of time, money, and energy of a new life, in disconnect or at a distance, moving or visiting or unstable with issues at work or the house and stuck, or blocked and unable to function. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to move or work, or worker on strike, or not working out, standing up for self to Leo, kids, or pet, or being strong, with the Page of Pentacles, the good student, or opportunity or invitation, not backing down to injustice, or in a losing battle or ending conflict, stressing them out, and wanting to end the nightmare of the whole family or business falling apart. The foundation here is the Two of Cups reversed, one offering the truth and the other offering passion and growth and creativity perhaps, and neither backing down with their perspective. The King of Swords, destiny on his side. Maybe he's got things like the energy is going his way. The King of Swords, which can be, or a Libra, detoxing the Empress reversed, who's over the war or just over it. Libra upright, Capricorn and Taurus both reversed here, and the center being the King of Pentacles. Guarding three reversed energies, the Hermit reversed, Temperance reversed, and the High Priestess reversed. So the King of Pentacles is guarding these people. King of Pentacles is coming up as the Wounded Warrior. There could be Leo energy too, but that could just be the energy of being strong. Kids or pets, that kind of energy with the Page of Pentacles. So that could be the child of the King of Pentacles, or not his opportunity. It could be an intern who's following him around. The King of Pentacles guarding the Hermit, Temperance, and High Priestess, all reversed, from Leo, child, or a pet, or security guard at an old age home, or Virgo reversed, Sag reversed, and Pisces reversed, having a meeting with the Wounded Warrior, keeping everyone else out. Perhaps they're brainstorming, or Wounded Warrior is now awake to sovereign or their own sovereignty, and Capricorn's reversed. The King of Pentacles, so the King of Pentacles could have Capricorn in their chart, but he may be looking into records, the past, or doing research, or his intern, the Page of Pentacles, or a child may be doing the research or standing guard for him. The block being, or the challenge here for the King of Pentacles is the Knight of Cups upright, who's being loved, offering love to those without, like the Queen of Cups reversed and the Emperor upright, or to those they got rid of, or laid off, or ignored in the past. The Hierophant reversed may be a divorce, a break from a religion, establishment, Taurus, or marriage, or just thinking outside the box, or being more spiritually minded due to deceit, or at the solar eclipse. Or Taurus and Cancer both reversed, unhappy ending pain, or in a painful ending, or dealing with back issues and dumping multiple loads, or emotional attachments, or all must go. And again, someone with back issues, or this could be kids complaining, lugging stuff out, having a garage sale, whatever it may be. The Queen of Cups reversed may be sad about a loving past, with the Knight of Wands always rushing in to save the day. No love, no flirtation in the avoid dance, no longer inspecting every inch of the hostage, tackling the bore or smackdown to make them say when, The Emperor with their back turned and stunned by issues at work between him and the King of Pentacles. No love loss here. The King and the Emperor may be very shocked by that. The King of Pentacles walking away to come around the bend and offer big passion to Sovereign. Now crowning is the karma. The lotus crown open to stepping up and spreading the word to receive big love. Or Aquarius is offering big love with the Page of Swords cutting them out. A breakup of Aquarius upright and Hermit or Gemini reversed and Virgo reversed, or Gemini and Virgo with bad news about the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, or negative self-talk during Mercury retrograde. So injured and left behind with hands tied or POW at 8:12, which is strength, and the Hangman. Somebody might feel they're trying to be strong, hung out to dry. Perhaps two visiting Aquarius in jail without anything good to say. And all four aces are upright in this read today. So at 8:12, again, being strong, hung out to dry, or weak, hung out to dry, not putting it out there, or attention whore type energy, and the Page of Swords leaning on the truth about getting caught with their pants down or in the woods or in the weeds. Queen of Pentacles upright, King of Cups upright, and King of Wands reversed, seems like a group here, finding peace away from the one who failed them and walked away, which could be the King of Pentacles. Or it could be the Emperor, because the Emperor's not in that group right there. Surprised they didn't get their way. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, with Performer exposing the injustice of the Page of Cups or the innocent suffering in silence, destined to look back or live in the past, with Libra upright and reversed here, as well as Leo upright. So soon for the twins is the Seven of Pentacles reversed, implementing a plan on how to go forward next with their practical energy or their money. What are they going to invest? Are they going to go back to work? Are they going to retire? Can they? So no longer confused, the King of Pentacles is offering time, money, and energy towards a plan or investment into epiphanies, or being the student of something new, or suddenly giving their child money for school or children, to dump emotional attachments to the Queen of Pentacles, or no longer confused about the Queen of Pentacles, wounded warrior, or two children, the Page of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. Perhaps jealous, the Queen may be jealous of the Page, and this could be an older sister and younger sister, or the mother and child. So the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Three of Cups reversed, burdened by Atlas, the weight of the world, or weight and world, knowing and keeping to themselves for peace of mind. There's no option but to look back or go back without reunion, or seeing bad influences and holding on and being dissatisfied, antisocial, or not enjoying their company. Release your ex comes up and stay optimistic. Also flirt and wedding, that the situation involves marriage. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Five of Swords upright, stretching and growing with disappointment and depressed. The Queen of Wands upright, Aries, is over it and challenged by the High Priestess reverse, needing to use their intuition or secret passion of the Chariot warrior and the Dark Knight together, meeting frustration or afraid of facing a lack of inspiration. Domestic harmony, new beginnings, but even more so here is all about forgiveness. The Ten of Cups is upright, tossing out lovers out in the cold, but they have an olive branch between each other. You know, the lovers who have nothing but have each other. So an olive branch to each other, sharing past romance. The King of Pentacles walking away, and then the Sovereign experienced the sexual energy from them. Settling out and not telling the world, Pisces or Divine Feminine, or negative exchange in the neighborhood, or holding back true feelings, losing patience, temper, or fallen angel, ending the nightmare of stress in a losing battle with starting over in love. Depressed or needing to heal and dream to end the pain and betrayal, and jump through hoops, the Ring of Fire, 6/10/21. The Queen of Swords upright and the Knight of Swords reversed, sharing, being charitable, or receiving charity, or settling out. Grief in a breakup, in disconnect or at a distance, not coming together to stretch and grow and offer time, money, and effort, or a new life to the King of Pentacles, challenged by the Knight of Cups, love and being love, offering love, implementing a plan for a secret to come out, with the final judgment and distributions at 841, which is strength, and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, new love. Impatient to get done and start over already, and lead and end pain at the eclipse, or by Lionsgate 8-8. Grieving an offer of a payoff or new life by the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, and disconnect or at a distance, or just being distant from them. The King of Pentacles, judgment or announcement or wake-up call, and challenged by the Knight of Cups, not coming together to implement a plan to stretch and grow and fight to use their intuition and share, but too impatient to start again, and depressed in betrayal or ending pain and back pain at the solar eclipse, the Ring of Fire, breaking through with a mighty roar, and hopefully not dealing with a liar anymore. At 845, at 8 is the Strength card, and 45 is the Five of Cups, which again is the grieving card. You know, having trouble letting go. So I'm going to pull you some oracle cards at 5101 here and 104 on the other clock. So the King of Swords and the Magician and the Emperor. All right, so maybe the King of Swords is the Emperor, since we have the Magician and the Emperor. Okay, so let's pull a galactic card for you guys first. For the twin flames, what is the takeaway for this read? All right, came right up. Spectrum generator. Reprogramming, transmutation, and stabilization. So again, stabilizing the two sides of the coin, the contrasts, the polarities, and stabilizing it. It's like when a cell splits. It's like, you know, lining up kids for a fire drill. You know, first there's chaos in the room. Then you get them all to line up and organize. And then you have formation to get them across the portal or out the door in order to create the new cell. So it's kind of like that same energy. Spectrum generator, reprogramming, transmutation, and stabilization. So take a look at that image, because that'll activate you. There's two more cards that want to be seen. Chamber of Initiation, Spiritual Gifts, Mystery, Enchantment, and Secrets. So that's very much like the Magician type of energy. I just want to make it a little bit clearer so you can see that image really well. Okay, and then here's the third card, is Dimensional Planes of Perception, number 8. And this is the card number 80. Simultaneity, I'm not saying that right. Nonlinear processing and epiphanies. And here again is the first card to see it a little bit more clearly. All right, so this reminds me of a ship coming through the portal as well. The other two cards are just making me feel like a lot of imbalance on both sides is being corrected. Whatever's in balance is being merged to the middle. That's what it feels like. Or bringing together whatever you can, like however you match someone, you know, match on those things. Like, don't focus on the things you don't match on, your differences. So connect on the level of the things you're the same, and then let go of the things that that complement each other, but you may see as a contrast, like a difficulty. And then the bottom of the deck is guanine and cytosine. Okay, commitment, connection, flexibility, and resolution. So again, finding resolutions to any issues. And again, the energies of bringing up the fact that we're all actually cousins of each other, because we're all family, ultimately, just very distant cousins. And again, there's always a way to bridge two sides, because ultimately we're all parts of the same puzzle, so how can there not be a bridge between two? We may not have a bridge right next to each other like a puzzle. We may be two pieces of the puzzle on opposite ends of the puzzle, and we may never spend time together, but we may have met. And maybe that's the person that doesn't resonate with you, and that's okay, but you can still send them love. It's still part of you. But you may be the puzzle piece that's right next to the other one where you guys click together. And that's where you need to blend on what you blend on the sides of you that click together, not on the sides of you that face the other pieces on the other sides. Okay, let's see what the animal spirit deck has to say. It's getting very sweaty in here. All right, from the Animal Spirit Guidebook, what is the message for the twins today? Aww, the swans in reflection. And check it out, the Leo with the tiger on the bottom. Check that out. Two cats. One is looking at them, the other one's looking forward. But they are each other's reflection. They're just a little bit different, but they're both cats. What else is coming up? Then there's just these three more that want to be seen together. The horse animals were coming up like crazy in my meditation last night, like groups of different kinds of animals. So here's the horse again, focused with the third eye there. There's the lightning or the firefly that came up the other day as far as are they, is their light triggering other people because it's too bright for some, right? Because this is the fire ants, which is very low energy, right? They're all focused on, you just can't look away, right? Because it's so awful. And here's the firefly trying to upgrade the energy here by exuding their energy. Just being outside of this is helping them transmute this energy here, along with the horse who's staying behind the firefly because maybe they can't take it as easily because they may be more empathic over here. So this one might stay away, perhaps helping the firefly or giving them guidance with their third eye, and this one with their exuding of energy, right? This is outer energy and this is inner energy or psychic abilities to help transmute this energy over here. So we do have to read the swans because I'll show you the next three because they want to come up together too. The turtle, which was coming up as the tortoise in the toroidal field. The dolphins, which they are grid holders for us in the seas to help balance things out when things go wrong with our world. And then here we have the energy of the snake, where the snake is the energy of the kundalini, but also the rainbow bridge that finally completes around the world. And then the rainbow from the snake goes into the world. It goes into Gaia. So it bleeds into the rest of everybody else, which is the same kind of energy that we just spoke of with the fire ants. So let's see what the swan says. So of course the swan is watcher. And I don't get the swan very much, or I haven't lately. Effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, and elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. So when they're in balance, they're infinite and have creative power, but when they're out of balance, they're agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. And it's funny because I noted that since I took all the stones out of the house, after I did my clearing in the morning, where I'm usually really energized right after that clearing, this morning I was feeling not a lot, but just a tiny little bit snippy I wasn't being snippy at anybody, but I was feeling that energy just a little bit. And I was wondering if it was because the stones weren't in the house, because they were out back being charged, or if it was because of the solar eclipse. But whatever it is, it's also coming up here in the swan. So to bring into balance, solo time and writing. That's the swan. I'm going to do the lion too, since Lionsgate's coming up. And that's always a very significant time of our year, because it's like graduation day every year. So the lion says, patient, regal, and complete master. The lion's the master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. When they're in balance, they're the epitome of peace and strength. When they're out of balance, they're withdrawn and too serious. To bring back into balance, daily meditation and friendship. Okay, and let's see what the journey of love has for us. It's 10104, so the 1-4 is big, and it's 114 on the clock. So the 1s and 4s are really big today, the Magician and the Emperor. It was just 10114 on this clock too, at 114. Oh, 10114 and 114. So the 14 is the Temperance card and the Magician. 2 Magicians. And the Higher Love. So from the Romance Angels. Ethereal Touch, the 27 of the Ace of Wands, which is the energy I told you kept coming up under the feminine in the 4D. The Ethereal Touch, light as a feather. Your energy being light. And remember, as the fire goes up, it becomes the light. And then we have the Bride offers herself, the 43 of the 3 of Cups. Okay, so with the masculine, with his Ace of Wands and an ethereal touch, being very light and gentle, the bride then offers herself. And that was so much the Barbra Streisand movie last night. You should watch it if you have Netflix. That was the mirror that has 2 faces, and of course a very appropriate title for us. And again, let the feminine lead the way. 39 is that Knight of Cups energy, which is coming up as the challenge here. And that may be the challenge for the feminine, being love and leading the way right now with your energies, or for the masculine and him leading the way, being love, or being challenged by the other offering love. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the Heart of the Moment 16, which is the Tower. That's sudden passion in the heart. And beneath that, very much contrast to that, the Spiral Dance of the Goddess, the 29, which is being present in the moment. And this can be like olive oil energy, right? And extending an olive branch came up in the read. But it also is the color of gangrene. But there is a sheer black ribbon there as well. And again, that's the energy of patching something up, because I was telling you I have that same black ribbon that is patching up my lamp next to where I do my read. So again, the green and red, this should be a more emerald green, for the heart space. This may have a little sickness in the heart, right? Love sick. The Tower, suddenly love sick in the moment, present to the flame, the gift of the moment, the suddenly present to the fact that the twin is the gift, okay? That being a twin is a gift. That's the underlying energy. And then again, the lightness of the passion, and then the bride coming together, offering herself, and then letting the feminine lead the way with that Knight of Cups, being love. So all 3 cards are very feminine, actually. Right, new passion where she offers herself, being very light and airy and sweet and feminine, and letting the feminine lead the way. There's a lot of reds here and greens and oranges. Not so much yellow. There is some yellow in here, of course, but it's very lower chakra oriented, along with some green and whites, a little splash of blue here and there, but mostly those very grounded earthy colors up to the heart. This is being a very 3D, 4D kind of energy in the feminine here. So we're going to read the ethereal touch. 27. Spirit is present in your every touch at this time, and you're having an impact on the world around you, particularly your close relationships, in ways that are far more profound than may be immediately obvious. The touch of your soul is ethereal, spiritual, of light and sound. It moves the heart and opens pathways of possibility through love, faith, and trust that would otherwise be impossible to access. Trust in the presence of the divine in your touch, physical and spiritual. Your healing presence is making waves of love rise and stir in this world, and the divine lives and breathes through you, beloved. Remember that though the sacred temple of your body gifts you with hands through which to hold and give, it is the soul within the flesh that renders touch a sacred healing. This oracle guides you to accept and embrace your healing abilities and to trust that you can feel your way through life by opening your hands to receive and taking hold of the opportunities that are presented to you. You are meant to touch the world with your spirit. In a world of no coincidences and no mistakes, you are heaven sent. I thank God for the opportunity to know you, to experience your kindness, your generosity, and most of all, our love. How long I have waited to open my heart and bare my soul, to let my power comfort and my arms hold, to let my wisdom counsel and my love awaken, while this is only the beginning. When I look in your eyes, I know. And the next page is Sacred Convergence. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. Do as you are guided to do. And I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Rise and be loved.